Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Infinite Loop. I'm Christina Demption Spina, and this is a blog about continuous improvement through practice. We're starting Sprint 2 today, which is 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks was about getting started, where I just got posts out there and wanted to learn from it. This sprint is about getting my Agile Foundations laid. Well, the first thing we need to talk about is why the heck I'm doing that. And that goes to purpose. At the end of the last sprint, I really spent time contemplating what my vision is of the future and what purpose and mission I have for myself. And Agile is really central to who I am and what I want to do in my next steps. So in order to demonstrate my skills in that area, I need to ensure I have the structures in place within this content format. I'll also be building new skills through the practice, and I'll help others understand Agile methods, which I'm passionate about. To cover some basics, if you're not very familiar with Agile, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, I think you can do a quick Google search, but I want to highlight that Agile is a mindset. It's not necessarily about defining each part of what the manifesto is and repeating it back and having a specific process. It's an approach to things. You really start thinking in every situation more dynamically about how you can learn and adapt, how you're collaborating with people, and really it involves knowing yourself more. You have to do self-work to dive deeper and deeper into Agile because it is values and this mindset. There are tools to help you through the process, but you really need to make sure that you're connecting with who you are and going through critical thinking to evolve these systems. All right, so how do you do that in practice? What's the organization side, or what are the tools? First, you need to create a space for learning. That's that mindset portion. How are you accommodating thought processes about continuous improvement? And then it's creating formulas for that. I've talked a bit about that in the last sprint. And ensuring that changes can be properly communicated. The structures that will help you do these things is usually around Kanban or Scrum, or there is a combination of the two. For Kanban, I think that's great for when there's a little bit more of a focus on time and time management and making dynamic changes quickly. With Scrum, that's more advanced planning and it has much clearer cycles to it. I want to go ahead and use a combination of the two because I do have a lot of evolving requirements, but I also want to plan complex ideas in a longer term. And so that's why I really like the sprint framework. How I actually am implementing this. Let's talk about the improvements that I've made in my loops. First of all, I'm responding to my mission. I'm taking action next to my vision of what my future can be, specifically around Agile. I've created new structures to attain my goals, and I now have a better structure to deal with all these ideas that are developing. For goals, I have a few main bodies of work. There's epics, which is kind of the largest body of work. You have the sprints, which are time bound, but they have their own goals. And then there's stories and tasks. And the stories are going to have kind of a sub goal to the sprint, and the tasks are nested under that. So we keep on going through deeper levels. For me, I have 3 main epics that I'm working through: agile structures, people, and product. All of these will really help me sort of develop out where I'm going in this. And I am looking to complete all of these epics in about an 18-week time period. How this will work is this is just another visual way to organize this. I'll have my main epic that will rotate every 3 weeks by each sprint, or work that's being done on the epic every 3 weeks. And then, as you all are familiar with, I kind of have these subcategories of plan, do, and check, uh, for a 1 week period, and then have posts kind of nested beneath that. So the bottommost layer is my tasks. Why is this important? This seems crazy, right? It just gives you that framework to go back and go, how am I making progress towards these areas? But if you want some small changes that you may have noticed, first of all, I'm changing the format on LinkedIn. I'm going to make a shorter video and have fuller videos on YouTube. I just find the analytics on YouTube to be way better, and I think people will engage with a shorter video on LinkedIn a lot better. And then finally, I'm making some changes to the slides. I'm not going to have my face, for the most part, on YouTube, just because I think it's better that way. I feel more comfortable, and I also think it would be more accommodating to my time. So that's it. That's been this last week. I've been feeling really good about this and excited. Next week, I'm going to go into analyzing the data again. And it's not analyzing the agile structures necessarily, but more looking at my post metrics, seeing where I'm at, and then figuring out what sort of agile processes I need to have in place to be responsive to the problems that are arising. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much for sticking with me through this process, and I'll see you on the next loop.